All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Early Morning Crypto Talk. Bitcoin Brandon from Los Angeles, California. You can go ahead and type in the chat box where you're listening in from. Facebook won't allow me to go live, so we're on YouTube this morning. Mr. Live, I think that is Peter. Marty from Victoria, Texas. Who me? Jane West from Chicago. Elijah Morgan, Hercules, California. Marnita from Colorado. Ray Fountain from Cleveland. Stephanie Gibbs from Seattle. This is on YouTube, so make sure you guys hit the thumbs up button and the bell so you're notified anytime that I go live. All right, as a disclaimer, I'm not a licensed financial advisor to be giving financial advice. And also, there's 4 rules that I live by in the crypto space to have success. Rule number 1, education is key. Education is everything. Rule number 2, never invest money you cannot afford to lose. Rule number 3, always get a return on investment back as fast as possible. And rule number 4, where do you see yourself in 3 months, 6 months, a year from now? What are you willing to do to make that happen? Make a decision, find a vehicle, take action, stay focused, and do not get distracted. Now, following these rules is not going to guarantee you success, but it will at least minimize your risk. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the most that we can ask for. So let's go over the crypto market. I haven't done a crypto talk in a couple of days, so we have a lot to cover this morning. And this is Friday, so I don't have any presentations or anything to do today. Most of it's going to be on doing those stage 3 recognition banners today. There's a whole lot of them. So the market cap today is at $256 billion. It is up 1.8% over the last 24 hours, although we had a major dip. It is down, Bitcoin's down 5.8% over the last 7 days. Ethereum, however, is up 2.8% over the last 7 days. So we had a spike earlier in the week, and then it came right back down a couple of days later. Current price, $91.88. Good morning, Vanita from North Carolina, Pastor Joseph, Nigeria, Jacqueline Briggs, St. Petersburg, Florida. All right, so Tether is, look at Tether, all the way up to number 3 as far as market cap. I remember when this market cap was $1 billion a couple of years ago. Now it's at 9. Wow. Welcome, James from South Africa. Ripple is now 4th, but is at 20 cents. Best performers over the last 7 days. Oh My's Go, up 110%. Solve, 68%. Ardor, 57. Unibright, 57. Theta Network, 52. Nano, 34. Hypercash, 26. Electronium is up 25.6% the last 7 days, although it did have a spike over here. See, Ren, Blockstack, Steam, Icon. Okay, so let's look at some of the news. And there's no real order that I'm going in, just whatever popped up here. The U.S. Congress considering bill to launch massive survey on blockchain technology. Massive survey. U.S. lawmakers are proposing new legislation that calls for the Federal Trade Commission and the Secretary of Commerce to launch a survey that will investigate the uses and state of adoption of blockchain technology in the United States. Well, this is at least a good step forward. We're way behind China, where China has already adopted it and made it law. We now want to do a survey. The bill, dubbed the Advancing Blockchain Act, was introduced by Congressman Brett Guthrie on Tuesday. If the law is approved, The FTC and other appropriate federal agencies will conduct a survey of industries as well as public and private entities that use and develop blockchain technology, laying the tracks for a national blockchain strategy. The study will also investigate the advantages and disadvantages of widespread adoption of the technology in the U.S. and determine the blockchain-related jurisdiction and roles of the federal agencies. Blockchain is the technology underpinning Bitcoin, but the draft of legislation does not include any mention of cryptocurrency and other digital assets. The text suggests the bill is focused on the uses of blockchain and how the technology impacts interstate commerce. The draft legislation also aims to get an overview of how the United States fares with other countries in terms of blockchain adoption and development, amid advances made by China in the industry. President Xi Jinping announced China's national blockchain strategy last year and made clear his intentions to leverage the technology's abilities to settle transactions and streamline complex procedures across a wide variety of industries. The bill is proposing an international survey that will establish a list detailing the blockchain strategies of at least 10 to 15 countries. It's interesting. So you see the direction that the world is going in. Now the United States is finally moving in this direction as well. So next up, crypto anniversary. 10,000 Bitcoin that bought 2 pizzas in 2010. Now worth $90 million. I mean, who knew? I mean, you can look back on it now and say, that dude had 10,000 Bitcoin. But back then it was worth like pennies. If that. Would you have sold your Bitcoin back in 2010? What if this? Because this happened to a lot of people. Back then when Bitcoin was worth pennies. And then all of a sudden Bitcoin shot up to $10 a coin. People sold. Just think about that, for example. You created this out of your computer that you were mining in your basement. You've got thousands of coins. And now all of a sudden they're worth $10 a coin. People got rich off of that. And then they cried when it went over $100 a coin. The people that sold at $8 and $10 a coin were screaming bloody murder when it went up to $100 a coin. They never even fathomed that. You know, there's an interesting documentary. Well, the first one I ever saw back in early 2017. There's a series on Netflix called Banking on Bitcoin. And that is about Bitcoin before 2016. Before 2016, the whole Bitcoin crypto community. Very, very interesting to watch. If you haven't done so, I would highly recommend it. So 10,000 Bitcoin bought 2 pizzas. 10 years ago today, computer programmer Laszlo Hanyecz made history when he bought 2 pizzas using Bitcoin. Hanyecz initiated what is now widely regarded as the first real-world transaction using cryptocurrency after creating a post on the forum Bitcoin Talk, asking if anyone would trade Bitcoin for food. What I'm aiming for is getting food delivered in exchange for Bitcoins, where I don't have to order or prepare it myself, kind of like ordering a breakfast platter at a hotel or something. They just bring you something to eat and you're happy. Jeremy Jerkos Sturdivant, who was 18 years old at the time. How old was I 10 years ago? Oh, I was 33 years old. 18 years old at the time. Sent him 2 pizzas for 10,000 Bitcoin after negotiating the food deal on Internet Relay Chat. On May 22nd, Hanyecz confirmed the successful transaction. Wow. That's just crazy. The value of Bitcoin at the time was only about 0.004 cents meaning the pizza costs $41. Now, do you know what coin is right around that range right now? Watch this. Electronium is 0.006 cents. 0.006 cents. I sold Electronium at 17 cents. Made more money in one day than most people make in a year when I did that. So that's what Bitcoin was around at that time, 0.004 cents. He had 10,000 coins. How many Electronium coins did I have, though? I had a couple 100,000 coins. I think maybe close to 500,000 or so. What if you had 500,000 Bitcoin coins back then and you kept them? Man. Says today Bitcoin is equivalent to $9,185, which means the 10,000 Bitcoin Haniek spent on 2 pizzas a decade ago is now worth more than $90 million. In an interview with 60 Minutes, Haniek said he enjoys having a crypto holiday in his honor. I just honestly thought it would be really cool if I could say I just traded this open source internet money for a real world good. And I thought, what better thing than food? Food is basic necessity, and every geek understands pizza. Man, can you imagine 10 more years from now what Bitcoin's going to be worth? And that 90 million might be a billion or so? Wow. We can only go back in time. Bitcoin price prediction from mysterious whale. Crypto whale whisperer goes viral. A self-declared cryptocurrency whale whisperer known for being a top trader on BitMEX is bullish on Bitcoin's trajectory over the next 5 months. In a new viral tweet, Angelo BTC tells his 150,000 followers on Twitter that Bitcoin is coiling in a triangle that will lead to an eventual breakout and surge to $16,000 by October. Last month, Angelo compared Bitcoin's current path to the early days of its epic run to $20,000 back in 2017. This time around, he believes Bitcoin is en route to $30,000 in 2021. Crazy how they had to tank the stock market to shake people out before the halving. Interesting what he just said there. Crazy how they had to tank as if that was done on purpose. Crazy how we are still going to 30K. Bitcoin is currently battling psychological resistance at the $9,000 level. At time of publishing, Bitcoin is down 4.5% in the last 24 hours at $9,072. According to CoinMarketCap, that's an 8.3% drop from a recent high of 9,900 set on May 17th. In the short term, analyst and trader Michael Vandepop says Bitcoin is at risk of a further drop to low 8,000 levels. Testing the support level here might wick to 9,100 after breaking below the rising wedge structure, holding here, and we can test the range highs again. If Bitcoin can't, I'm assuming the 8,200 to 8,500 level to be tested as support next. Next up, JP Morgan. Let me save that one for last. Let me do this one first. Bitcoin trading soars in South Africa as transactions double on top crypto platform Local Bitcoins. Bitcoin trading is soaring in South Africa. According to data compiled by Coin.dance, Bitcoin trading for the Rand has more than doubled on the peer-to-peer crypto trading. I need to post this up in Coinbit Pro. Bitcoin trading for the Rand has more than doubled on the peer-to-peer crypto trading platform Local Bitcoins in the last month, posting its highest volume on record since December of 2017, when Bitcoin began its last bull run. Bitcoin is big in Africa. Nigeria tops the list in terms of worldwide searches for Bitcoin on Google Trends, with South Africa, Ghana, and Kenya rounding out the top 20. at 4th, 5th, and 17th, respectively. Cryptocurrency exchange Luno has identified Kenya and Ghana as key areas for expansion following a surge in transaction volume on the South African-based exchange, with interest in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other leading cryptocurrencies increasing. In the wake of global pandemic, Luno has recently added 1 million new users. Luno General Manager Marius Reitz tells Bloomberg that the platform now has 4 million users after growing its initial base from South Africa and Nigeria, and then opening operations in Zambia and Uganda. Says Reitz, its markets we have a keen interest in, and Ghana and Kenya are high on our list. Currently trading at $9,092, Bitcoin is up over 26% since the start of the year when it was trading at $7,200, and has more than doubled since plunging to $4,106 in mid-March. Despite the high volatility, the leading cryptocurrency is driving demand around the world for digital assets as economies struggle to navigate the coronavirus pandemic, with investors hedging against local currencies that remain vulnerable to collapse. The South African rand has depreciated 23% against the US dollar this year. It recently rallied to a 5-week high on expectations that the central bank would cut rates again. The Reserve Bank confirmed the rate cut on Thursday to resuscitate the economy, lowering it to 3.75%. The central bank has now lowered the rate of a total of 200 basis points over the past 2 months of the coronavirus outbreak. This is big news. I mean, Africa is going to be one of the leading markets in all of anything dealing with Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and blockchain technology. This is really big news. I gotta make sure so that I do not forget. Important info. Give me 1 second here. Those of you that are still looking for crypto education, I can't stress, if you want to learn how to trade Coinbit Pro, I vouch for them since it's all my videos. Let me post the link to this article as well. Oh, come on now. What's the problem? All right, whatever. All right, JP Morgan research shows COVID-19 rate of infection declining in states where lockdowns have ended. All right, this is interesting. New research from JP Morgan shows a decline in infection rates of coronavirus in U.S. states that have ended their lockdown measures. I'm in California. They've extended ours for another 3 months. Carl Quintanilla, CBS NBC anchor, tweeted the results of the research. JP Morgan has a devastating piece arguing that infection rates have declined, not increased, in states where lockdowns have ended, even after allowing for an appropriate measurement lag. According to the report, coronavirus infection rates decreased after lockdowns ended, even after factoring in a 7-day delay due to testing lags. The current global coronavirus statistics from Johns Hopkins University place the number of total confirmed cases at 5 million, plus the number of global deaths at 329,000, and the global recovery at 1.9 million. JP Morgan researchers argue that although the lockdowns may have been justified at first, they may now not only cause economic devastation, but also potentially more deaths than COVID-19 itself. The report contradicts government officials who fear that infections will surge once lockdowns are lifted. According to Quintanilla's thread, JP Morgan also cited the poor performance of the Trump administration in managing the initial outbreak and then responding inappropriately by forecasting a larger negative impact. The initial response of the administration was to downplay the risk of the COVID-19 epidemic. However, since then, this simplistic thesis changed significantly. The administration shifted to forecasting a larger negative impact, setting the stage for them to outperform, shifting the pandemic blame to China and the WHO, and shifting the blame for economic pain to large blue states that are perceived to be slowing down the reopening of the economy. Indeed, allowed economic activity across the country is now largely following partisan lines. That's unfortunate. Well, if we have to look at past performance, and we go back to 1918, when that pandemic took off, states closed down. And then when it started to taper off and the number of cases started to come down, the Northeast states all remained on lockdown except one, or city, which was Philadelphia. And Philadelphia decided to hold a parade to celebrate the end of the pandemic and for people to come out and breathe fresh air again and whatnot. New Jersey, New York, Virginia, Maryland, they all stayed on lockdown. Philadelphia did not. And because of that, this is factual, the second rate of pandemic explosion happened in Philly, where the other states petered out. And then there was far more deaths in Philadelphia because of they all wanted to get out. Common sense tells you if people are congregating together, then it's obviously just going to have more spread. So what the U.S. government seems to be doing now, and I am not playing partisan politics here, is saying, this is acceptable risk. We got to get the economy back going. We got to get people back to work. The number of cases of people getting the virus and dying from it is an acceptable risk that, shit happens. That seems to be who's trying to. I'm doing a live and someone's trying to call me on. Oh, I'm not on Facebook Live. That's why they don't know. Everyone's supposed to hit me up while I'm doing a Facebook Live, but I'm on YouTube Live. So anyways, hey, to each his own. We are in uncharted territory. This has not happened in our lifetimes. If you feel safe enough to go on out there because survivability rate is 99%, hey, more power to you. What I'm more concerned about is the high-risk individuals in my family. Therefore, I'm not going to risk passing anything on to them. Therefore, I'm keeping me and my immediate family isolated. I have not had real interaction with anybody else. 3 months now? 2 months, 3 months? Just in passing. This is the interesting times we live in. So we're just going to have to wait and see how this plays out, especially this weekend. This weekend is Memorial Day weekend in the United States. This is the time everybody goes to the beach. They go vacation. Signifies, summer's coming up. Everybody's going to be out and about. So this is going to be interesting to see what happens. Do cases spike or go down? Or does it even matter? I seriously doubt. I think the president even said this. Even if cases spike, he ain't shutting the nation down again. So you guys are on your own. Be safe. That is it for Crypto Talk. Remember, this is Friday. I have nothing going on today, no presentations. Please try to leave me alone as much as possible. But I'll be back tomorrow for our international presentation for Up to Give at 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Congratulations to those of you that's getting all of your contributions. You're going through the stages. We told you guys the reset was going to make a difference, and it has. A lot of you are already hitting stage 4 right now. Those of you that are not, there's one reason why that is. If you are waiting to receive all your contributions before you contribute, then you will be delayed. Those individuals who are not are flying through. I don't have an opinion on that. That's just how it is. They're flying through. The people that are not plugging in at all, that have not been listening to me for the last 3 weeks, are the ones blowing me up right now. Unfortunately. Blowing me up. What's going on? Where have you been? Anyways, have a great day, everybody. Enjoy your weekend. Stay safe for Memorial Day weekend, and I will see you all tomorrow. God bless. Bye-bye.